Zukauskas and Gottvald ready to throw down here. Zukauskas, tough fighter, 20 years old and undefeated. Jan Gottvald, 25 years old, 8-2.
Fight clear, fight
Couple
down.
big guys, light heavyweights here, Casey. So we got some big dudes throwing down. Gottvald on the left, Zukauskas on the right. It'll be Gottvald in the white and Zukauskas in the black. And this one should be, as you say, fireworks, my friend, because you got two guys that are very explosive, big-time finishers, and on the rise, man. 25 years old, the oldest guy. I mean, you talk about guys coming into their prime here.
And Zukauskas, a guy on a 4-fight win streak, making his octagon debut. But what a gatekeeper in Gottvald right here. This is a guy, a face that we know right here in octagon very well.
Gottvald moving in here, taking the center of the cage. And Zukauskas moving in, coming out of those black trunks. And you can see, just look at a bigger guy here in Gottvald. Seems to have that height and reach. But Zukauskas is not backing up. Zukauskas is on his way in and kind of teasing that jab a little bit. Everybody trying to find the range. But Gottvald moves in, and he's throwing that out the window and getting right down to business.
Now these guys are clinched up there against the cage. Gottvald putting that pressure in. But Zukauskas, he has the underhooks.
Gottvald maintaining control up against the fence. Zukauskas here is struggling to deal with the bigger fighter. He turns the tables. Let's see where he goes with this.
And look at that beautiful throw by Gottvald. And he is on top now.
Gottvald looking great.
But just like that, Zukauskas back up to his feet. Again, he is controlling those underhooks, which gives him a semblance of control. Now Gottvald, he is relentless here, looking to complete this takedown.
This is actually the debut for Jan Gottvald here at Octagon. Coming out of the Czech Republic, this has to be a big moment for him to fight in front of his countrymen here. And now look at that, Zukauskas gets on top in the scramble. Big move there by Mantas Žukauskas. Not an easy thing to do. Let's see where he can go there. Right in that half guard, Casey, a lot of options. They move into the guard, and now Gottvald is working those legs up and just trying to get out of this position, trying to force a stand-up.
I see those up kicks there by Gottvald. Or at least teasing him now back up on the feet. These guys are back in the center of the cage. A lot of action already here in the first half of this first round. And really, thus far, no significant edge.
I was about to say the same thing. Let's right down the middle with these two. And same with Zukauskas. This would be the debut for Zukauskas here in Octagon. So both these guys looking to make a splash. Nice right hand by Gottvald as he moves in. 20-year-old Zukauskas, 4-0.
Zukauskas staying very busy with that jab. Following it up with that leg kick, and then comes over the top. Just missing.
Remember, folks, still one more fight to go after this. Your main event will come from Legend FC there in Macau, China. And you can follow Octagon on all your social media platforms, and we encourage you that you do. Any event they have coming up, make sure you check it out. We'll always have the best fights right here on Fighting Spirit MMA. As now just nothing real significant here. We've seen Gottvald explode early in the round. We'll see if he does it again. Big right hand by Zukauskas, and here they go again, Casey, all tied up.
Edging in here on a minute left in this first round. Now Gottvald, he did attain that takedown, but it was short-lived. So as you mentioned, it's going to be very, very close. Again, neither man really pushing to steal the round as of yet. And just as I said, Gottvald driving forward there, places a right hand very well, and now we are back against the cage yet again.
Gottvald has been in control for the most part here, so if I think there's an edge on the round, it's probably to Jan Gottvald. But Zukauskas throws a big knee, tries to follow it up with a left hook. Now an overhand right. He's throwing bolo punches, Casey. He's throwing knockout throws.
If that right hand finds its mark, it could be curtains. You see an elbow miss there as Gottvald clinches up one more time here in the closing moments of this round.
Zukauskas seems to be getting his confidence up a little bit, Casey, as he has started to bloody the face here of Jan Gottvald, and the blood is flowing down the chest of Gottvald. Final seconds ticking away here in round number 1. Oh, gosh.
Look at that, man. I'm telling you, that thing lands. It could be curtains. Zukauskas may have stolen this.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think with the damage done, I think Zukauskas has taken this round back. What a great final minute for Mantas Žukauskas out of Lithuania. The undefeated prospect shows everybody why he is undefeated, why he's the real deal, and now Octagon gets to see that as well. Going to round number 2. I think we both agree there that I think Zukauskas may have stole that round. Early on, you see the throw from Gottvald.
But you'll see here, it was short-lived. Zukauskas was able to get back up, and then right there, Zukauskas looked for the takedown. Gottvald nearly reversed. And then right there, fisticuffs galore. Beautiful work. Now you mentioned Gottvald, his first time in Octagon, but we've seen him here on Fighting Spirit before. Of course, fighting for the GMC. Look at that beautiful knee finding its mark.
How about those overhand rights? They kind of remind me of Chuck Liddell. Just over the top. I mean, not even a hook to it. That is an overhand right. And we'll go into round number 2. They cleaned up Jan Gottvald. And let's see if he can bounce back here after that disappointing final minute. A consummate pro, a guy that's, we talked about 9-2, only 2 losses on his record. As the light heavyweights are in full effect here on Octagon. Gottvald in the white, Zukauskas in the black. Round 2 is underway. Ooh, nice. Quick right hand by Gottvald. Looking to set the tone here.
Absolutely. Already putting that pressure in. You see him probing with that inside leg kick. But Zukauskas not having it, man. He drives back. And both men back in the center of the cage.
You know, you kind of get the feeling that it's the calm before the storm here. It's like you get that stoppage at any moment with these guys. They both throw so heavy. Gottvald very well rounded. Zukauskas, ever since the end of that round, he is just, his confidence has got through the roof. And where he was kind of playing catch up, now he seems to be dictating the pace here in round 2.
Oh, look at that. A big drive there by Zukauskas. But he is reversed. And then right back to the center again. And now a beautiful takedown, that trip by Gottvald. And now he is on top here inside the guard of Zukauskas. And really the first time we have seen a definitive ground position thus far. But man, Gottvald appears to be leading profusely now. You can see it starting to form on the floor there.
He's busted open. As the great Jim Austin.
Hard to tell if it's a cut or if it's the nose. Obviously, if it's the nose, it can obstruct the breathing, but not necessarily one of the most dire of injuries. But man, he is leaking like a sieve.
Yeah, Gottvald losing a lot of blood right now, and undoubtedly could be a problem. Just blood loss in general is generally not something you want to happen. So you can only imagine the effect that could have on you in a fight. We're at the halfway point here, and Gottvald has been in control. It's important to say that even though he is damaged, especially from that cut getting opened in round 1, he still have had a great round. The thing is, you don't want to lose that momentum here at the end of the round. That's what happened last time. Zukauskas stole it away. Oh, and a nice combination, nice counter by Gottvald.
Zukauskas, he went for broke there with that overhand. He got caught for it. But look at this. He fires back. And now Gottvald again driving back into the cage. Gottvald probably slightly ahead right now in the second round, completing that takedown. Spent a little bit of time there on top, and now pressuring here against the cage. Round 2, though, still any man's game here, any man's round.
Mouthpiece comes out, a little bloodied up, put it right back in his mouth. You got to look like that.
Ooh, big right hand.
Yeah, beautiful right hand by Zukauskas. And this is reminiscent of round number 1. He came on at the end of the round. We got about a minute left, and Gottvald goes back to where he's comfortable, up against the fence, controlling Zukauskas. He's going to try to change levels and bring this fight down to the mats. And nearly had that takedown, Casey, but great balance, great takedown defense by Zukauskas.
I believe if Gottvald completes this takedown and can spend any degree of time on top here, he may be up in this round. And then Cyrus, in my estimation, would be 1 apiece.
Yeah, we'll see if we get out of this round. 30 seconds to go. Gottvald backs up, takes a few big shots. Nice 1-2. Gottvald's starting to come on strong. Zukauskas is getting touched up, Casey. Final seconds of this round.
Man, what fisticuffs here. And now Gottvald going to the well again, looking for the takedown. 15 seconds to go.
Just missed the timeout on that takedown attempt as he tried to use those strikes to set it up. Zukauskas going to move in here with just a few seconds to go. There it is, right there after the horn. So there you go. I think we're sitting at 1 apiece, Casey, if we put our judges' hats on. Sometimes they don't quite fit right, though. What do? We go into the third and final round. If that's the case, that makes the third round very suspenseful here. Who knows what we're going to get out of these two, because they've already been to war in a very big way. I mean, Gottvald used a lot of that energy at the end of the round, Casey, to try to finish the fight off. You can tell he's breathing very hard.
For sure, but he definitely stole the round. If there was any question about it, that final combination, I think, spoke measures to the judges. And you see both men being attended to. Now let's take a look at that action. Zukauskas right there, a beautiful combination. And there was that overhand right, well placed. And there you see Gottvald. Beautiful shots there. Just absolutely relentless in this drive. Neither man has stumbled yet, though. I mean, a lot of shots landed, but these guys continue to fight. That final exchange, probably the best of the fight thus far.
Yeah, both fighters looking very durable, to say the least. They go into the third round. And who's going to take this one? Here at Octagon, number 11, Gottvald. Zukauskas still throwing down. We're watching Fighting Spirit MMA, Cyrus Fees, along with Casey Oxendine. And Zukauskas throws a few big shots. They get tied up. Gottvald going to try to put him against the fence again. Lands a couple knees to Zukauskas, but it doesn't seem to have hurt Gottvald, and Gottvald's back on top.
Here we go, 30 seconds in, and we have another takedown. Gottvald separates himself and then goes right back to the well. Cyrus, I'm not sure what's going on there. It may be that he's looking to score with those takedowns, but then maybe finds himself, in danger perhaps with the guard of Zukauskas. I'm not sure, but he got into the guard and stood right up. allowing Zukauskas to reclaim that vertical base.
That seems pretty risky, to say the least. Taking Zukauskas here at the stand-up, but Gottvald feels comfortable. He looked good in round number 2. Let's see if he can keep trading with the young, undefeated fighter out of Lithuania. Zukauskas throws a big right hand. Flinches up with Gottvald. Gottvald tries to throw, and they're all tied up, jockeying for position. Just a minute and a half in. This war of attrition continues between these two light heavyweights.
There you see the droplets of blood forming there on the ground. Gottvald, of course. And here we see more of this tussling here. Zukauskas landing a few of those right elbows. Those can be very, very dangerous. I've seen guys put on ice with those shots, but just like that, Zukauskas back to the mat. Gottvald in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Gottvald is just relentless right now. And where he's digging down to get this energy, I'm totally impressed, especially considering the damage he's taken in this fight. He just continues to push right through. We're at the halfway point. Gottvald's on top. He's not doing a whole lot with it. He's just controlling. But inevitably, those are going to score points with the judges. If you can continue to bring your opponent down, even though those unified rules want to see more damage, I think Gottvald's doing enough to at least get another scorecard.
Well, now he's advanced to the mount position. This is a big deal now with 2 minutes left in this fight. Got to watch those. Zukauskas close to the cage with his feet pressed on that fencing. But Gottvald flattening out well. Unable, though, to deliver any ground and pound as of yet.
Planning. Look him off there as Zukauskas unable to do it in that full mount position and in a good spot, not up too high. He's controlling, doing just enough. Trying to find elbows here. We've got about 90 seconds left in this fight in what has been a bit of a back and forth fight here. Two warriors pushing right through. Two light heavyweights showing they got gas tank here at Octagon.
Zukauskas in a spot where he desperately needs to move. We've talked about it. Gottvald most definitely took round number 2 and now appears to be on his way to taking this round as well. Zukauskas attempts to bridge, but Gottvald just too heavy in this position.
Big elbow coming through. So Gottvald, as he tries to split open the face of Zukauskas there. A bit of a comeback. 40 seconds left. Crowd cheering on here as Gottvald comes from this country. So he's got a lot of fans out there watching and hoping he can pull this one off.
See there's Zukauskas with blood all over his face. I'm unable to tell if that is Gottvald's blood or his own. You've seen Gottvald has landed a few of those elbows. And here we are, the final 10 seconds of this fight. And Gottvald raises up and delivers.
Just too much. He's overwhelming. And he may get the stop. No. Time will run out. Look at the blood on that mat. Looks like a murder scene on the mats here at Octagon. What an awesome fight. And the fans are certainly happy with what they just saw. 15 straight minutes of war, Casey. Who takes this one? Let's go back to our ring.
29-28 a 30-27. Vše pro vítěze, kterým se stává JJ Gottvald.
JJ Gottvald, Jan Gottvald getting the win. Let's take a look at the replay, Casey. It was relentlessness, ferociousness by Gottvald.
Well, there you see the takedown, the first one, and then the second one here. And the second one definitely stuck. We saw Gottvald for a majority of this round on top here, delivering shots just like this. And as we close it out, Zukauskas attempting to escape, but to no avail.